to the world. Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stylez and Rosenberg.
So we are attempting to build a list in celebration of the 50 years of hip-hop, which the official date that we all in the culture have decided is the beginning of the culture of hip-hop is August 11th, 1973.
That's right.
Shout out to the Godfather, DJ Kool Herc, Cedric and Cedar. And shout out to former Bronx Borough President who made sure to establish that location as a landmark.
Yeah, that was like, what, 6, 7 years ago?
Not even, was it even that long?
A few years ago. But yeah, it's 1520 Sedgwick, the birthplace, if you will. I mean, as we can...
Listen, bro, listen. Everybody's agreed. We don't need to debate it anymore.
No,
Let's just go with it.
I like the date. You know what I'm saying?
You do?
August 11th.
Why?
That's my birthday.
And that makes hip-hop a Leo.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Big up all the lions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I am now an official holiday.
I am now.
See, I always...
How did you get so selfish about it?
My selfish play on hip-hop that I always loved was that I'm born July 1979.
Yeah.
Rapper's Delight dropped July 1979.
There you go. Boom,
You know
pow.
we all got to find our
You know
own
what I'm
path.
saying?
So we're going to pick records today from the era 1986 to 1990. Last week, the era was 1996 to 2000. The winner, the two winners of all of y'all's votes on hot97.com/top50 were Nas If I Ruled the World and Wu-Tang Triumph. So those two songs are now going into our list of the greatest 50 hip-hop records of all time.
That's right.
They have sealed
A spot.
a spot. So at the end of this, Rosenberg, once we get to all 50 songs, will we put them up not in any order and let people vote so that we can get like a final ranking?
I think we could do that. Or, I mean, Louis could keep track of the total votes that each one got. We can see who got the most people
And rank them
excited.
based on the most votes?
Although, truth be told, the number of votes are probably going to go up as the weeks go on.
So we may have to.
So you got to make it fair.
So, listen,
Fair.
Listen.
This is already not fair.
Yeah.
Laura Stylez.
we'll
It's
get
a
to that.
mess.
We'll get to that.
We
at
have
the
all,
end.
this what we're getting into today is a struggle.
So who's up first today?
Who drew the first?
I was last week, but I'm first this week.
The last shall be first, Shani.
Shani Culture, your two selections. Start with number one. What do you got for your submission for the greatest 50 hip-hop songs all time?
Kast, hold up. What is the criteria again?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Shani Culture. It is sustained cultural relevance.
Sustained cultural relevance. I think I got that.
It is impact.
Impact. I think I got that.
It is essentially listenability. Like, you don't want to just hear the first 30 seconds. You want to listen to
It's
the
something
song.
that you kind of got to hear all the way through.
Yeah, like you're not like, oh, turn this off. Okay. And lastly, the novelty factor. Was it just a novelty and it was just kind of silly and fun? Or was it a real joint?
Right.
And that's what our actual official criteria were on hot97.com.
Let's see if I hit the boxes.
Here we go. Number one, Shani Culture's picks.
Ooh.
It still sounds good.
Wow.
Impact.
Check it out. MCMI, people call me Milk. When I'm busting up a party, I feel no guilt. Gizmos cutting up for the suckers that's down with me. The one of us, that's how I feel.
To be down, you must appeal to the two.
We're rated R, we're gifted, and we're going far. Down the road to the bank. While I'm here, I'd like to thank
Mom and Dad, they knew the time.
Gizmo scratching, Milk is rhyming, Milk is chilling, Giz is chilling. What more can I say? Top billing, that's what we get. Got it good, since you understood. Would you stop scheming and looking hard? I got a great big bodyguard, so step up if you wanna get hurt. Milky's gonna pull this skirt. I get money, money I got. Stunts call me
Is this the
honey,
most
if they
famous
feel real hot.
beat
That's
in
how
hip-hop
it is.
history?
You can ask kids.
like it.
I stole your girl
And that
while
Go
you
Brooklyn
were in
been
prison,
sampled
jail,
so many
for
times.
MC assault.
And had
You
hits
was
on hits
jealous,
on
it's
hits.
all your fault. Milk is chillin', Giz is chillin'. What more can
Brooklyn
I say?
on this,
Top
Brooklyn.
billin', that's what we get.
Got it good.
And since you understood, would you clap your hands? Your hands you clap. If your girl's out of place, it's your girl I slap.
Whoa.
And if you're dumb, you ask why. I am from that
Do or die, bitch, die.
The
use audio.
I got a brother
And his name's Gizmo.
Milk is chillin', Gizmo's chillin'.
Alright.
What more can I say? Top billing.
That's Shani's #1.
Great pick, Shani.
Great pick. So
great
good.
pick.
It's the voice quality.
It's so much.
Yo, you know what I didn't even realize? Yo, you know what I love about hip hop is I'll have these moments where I know a sample, but it's almost like the sample's so obvious and in front of your face that you're not thinking about what it is. And in that song, we're always thinking about I Get Money these days.
Right.
But you're not thinking about that the step up is
If
step,
you-
step up, step, step up,
step,
step,
right,
step
right.
up. Like
Step.
that's built, that's,
Yeah.
his voice is so built into other songs too.
So many songs.
And Stetsasonics Daddy-O did the beat.
And
Yeah.
and the Go Brooklyn is from Go Stetsa,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So like all of it's
so
full circle.
many,
There's
yo.
so much stuff.
I met out in Queens. What? I'm from Queens, represent Brooklyn. Was that LL song? Go Brooklyn in the back.
Oh yeah.
So many records, man.
So
All right, Shani, #2.
That's a good
Number
choice.
2, big
Good
up to
choice.
Strong Island.
Yo, Rockin', what's up? Yo, I'm doing the knowledge.
Peace to the guards.
I know you struggled with this, too.
Yeah, this is hard.
Because there were so many records on here.
Yo,
Zakia,
so many Rakim records, kid. Which one do you choose?
So who we rolling with then? We rolling with Rush. Rush Town Management.
This stage,
Check this
this
out. Since we talking
still
over
hits
this
a
deaf
party.
beat right here that I put together, I want to hear some of them deaf rhymes.
this
you know what
beat
I'm saying? And together
Was
we
a
can get
whole
paid
like
in full.
pop
Full.
era of music.
You can listen to the whole thing. He telling a little story about being
Thinking of a master plan.
And this is the regular mix, not like the cold cut 7-minute
Nah,
mix.
that's it. This is the album. This is straight from the album.
That was
Thinking
hard
of a
too.
master plan.
Cause ain't nothing but sweat inside my hands.
So I dig into my pocket, all my money was spent. So I get deeper, still coming up
with lint.
So I start my mission, leave my residence. Thinking how can I get some dead presidents?
Was he the first one that said
I
that?
used to be a stick-up kid, so I think of
That I
all the
know.
devious things I did.
I used to roll up.
This is a hole up. Ain't nothing funny. Stop smiling. We still don't nothing move but the money. But now I learn to earn cause I'm righteous.
Beat the
I feel
righteous.
great, so maybe I might just search for a 9 to 5.
And if I strive,
Then maybe I'll stay alive. So I walk up the street, whistling this, feeling out of place, cause man do I miss
A pen and a paper.
a stereo, a tape.
It's only one
Me and
verse.
Eric being a nice
Big plate of
fish, which is my favorite dish. But without no money, it's still
That's why
a
it's Shani
wish.
song.
Cause I don't
That
like to
fish,
dream
right?
about getting paid. So I dig into the books of the rhymes that I made. So now to test to see if I got pulled.
hit the studio.
Cause I'm paid in full.
Listen, I'm just realizing it was only one verse.
Yeah.
You gotta listen to the whole song.
And I go to mine, cause my girl is
Makes you wanna play it
definitely
again.
mad.
Yo,
so
man.
fire.
Yo, I hear what you're saying.
Yo,
So let's
Shani and
just
I were
talk
going through these first 2 albums. What was that? Monday?
Yeah, what's today, Thursday? Yeah, Tuesday, I think, maybe.
Paid in full and follow the leader.
Yep. We were going through both of them, and we're playing records that we love still to this day
Right.
that weren't Eric B. as president.
Right.
There's
These
so
guys.
many records, bro.
Yo, first 2 albums.
Well, you could
my
pick
melody.
any of those singles to really be the one, you
Yeah.
know? And they've stood the test. Here's why they
And
stood
you
the
can
test.
easily go, I ain't no joke.
We've
easily.
So I didn't. So and just full disclosure,
Sorry.
I didn't even put up "It Ain't No Joke" today because I had a feeling after Shani and I
That he was gonna do
That
something.
he was gonna do something. And I was like, yo, I don't want to put Rakim a verse Rakim.
But we
Right,
could. We
right,
could have
right.
all Rakim. And you and I have had this
It can
conversation before,
happen.
Shani, is that relative to other old school artists, Rakim's voice and texture, when you hear him in a club, you still feel like you're walking into a cool scene, not like it's some old, intentionally
Right.
retro scene.
Yeah.
It just feel he changed. You can't overstate how incredible he
The
is.
God MC.
Man,
All right.
2 tough choices, Shani.
Yeah.
Paid in
So
fulls.
you went Long Island.
Strong Island. and
I'm
Brooklyn.
next up. I'm gonna stay in Long Island.
know where you're
Cast
going
one. Had to. The whole catalog drops tomorrow on Apple Music. Big party in the city tonight celebrating De La Soul.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Tell me, mirror, what is wrong? Can it be my De La clothes or is it just my De La soul? What I do ain't make believe. People say I sit in
R.I.P.
trouble.
True Boy.
When it comes to being De La, it's just me, myself, and I.
Yo, these brothers got their whole catalog back.
Just me, myself, and I.
Re-engineered the entire catalog to be on streaming services tonight at midnight.
It's just me, myself, and I.
Strong Island, what up?
Now your keys, my plug
1 style and my plug 1 spectacles. You say plug 1 and 2 are hippies. No, we're not. That's pure plug bull. Always pushing that we formed an image. There's no need to lie. When it comes to being plug 1,
It's just me, myself, and I could have went potholes in my lawn.
Nah, this is
This the one, right?
It's just me, myself,
Yo,
and
rest in
I.
peace, True Goy, man. Love to Maceo.
Myself and I.
Man.
Man,
Changed a lot. It allowed
Pasta
for,
Noose, love you, brother.
it allowed for a lot of people to feel comfortable in hip hop that might have not felt comfortable prior to it because they weren't
You weren't from the street. You wasn't selling dope.
they weren't
you
trying to be
wasn't-
hard rocks at all.
Yeah.
They were just dudes.
Yo, there's so much hip hop we wouldn't have without De La Soul.
Yeah.
facts.
Like the idea of just dressing different and not fitting the trend and thinking outside the box. And even when you listen to the rhymes they put together, the language they chose, the vocabulary they chose, like
By the way, and 2 other things we got to note. Number 1, maybe the best live show ever in hip hop, ever to this day. Just the best performers you'll ever see. And no solo albums, no breakup period ever.
That's
they
right.
have always been together. Try to think of the other all-time great group who didn't have some sort of funny style period.
Right.
Never. They've only been De La Soul. It's pretty amazing.
Good choice. Good choice.
Good choice. Good
so
choice.
that's my first pick.
From
And
the
then
song.
my second pick takes us back to Queens.
Coliseum floors, I step on stage at Live Aid.
All the people pay and the poor got
Kill y'all.
I wear my sneakers, but I'm mic in hand, cold as can be. We make a mean team, my Adidas and me.
Together,
Round,
ever.
and with my Adidas. Yo, this brought like corporate dollars to hip hop, bro.
my Adidas.
This brought fashion, corporate dollars to hip hop. Funky fresh and yes, cold on my feet with no shoestrings in them.
And
I did not win them.
win 'em.
I bought them on the app with the
What up to the app?
That's why I sport them. A sucker tried to steal them, so I caught him and I bought him and I walked down the street and rocked to the beat. And Adidas on my feet.
Shooting the gift.
Yo,
Adidas.
rest in peace to my mom who bought me this tape.
Oh man, raising
That's
out.
the mom's word.
Yo man,
She knew what time.
first of all, I still don't understand why they said it's singular.
my Adidas.
My Adidas.
They're saying Adidas.
I feel like they don't.
Adidas.
I mean, it's in there, but it's not.
Other times he just goes Adidas. My Adidas and me.
Me, yeah.
True,
It's like
true.
it sounds like it's his homie Adidas.
Right.
He's talking about one shoe.
And I always got the chills when he says that part. When the beginning, he goes, "I stepped on stage at Live Aid." Because live, for people who don't know, you're hearing that those are just words. Live Aid was this huge charity concert with all the big rock and pop acts in the world.
Huge.
And Run DMC was
Yeah.
on. And that was one of the first big looks for a rap artist doing anything ever. So that bar always hits me like,
Crossing over.
yeah, they really are the first true crossover act.
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
Steve Stout wrote a book called The Tanning of America that if you're into marketing or into understanding the business and the inner workings of corporate and music and da-da-da. And the book opens with Steve Stout explaining the scene at Madison Square Garden
Oh, with the Adidas getting held up?
where everyone in the crowd took off their shoe and put their Adidas in the air.
Oh, you said Adidas.
Adidas.
said Adidas.
Because they only put up one because they kept the other one on.
What, right, the one Adidas.
The one Adidas.
Wow.
86 to 1990s, the era.
And you know how many
One
people?
of my favorite Run DMC songs.
Oh, me too. And by the way, don't also forget the single. It's My Adidas / Peter Piper.
Piper. I was going to pick Peter
The
Piper.
record says both on the front. It says My Adidas / Peter Piper. Yo,
It's on the same album.
It's the double A side of all time. Which one's
Right.
which one's better? I can't ever call which one's better.
Yo, who's number 3? We're doing
Number
the greatest
3.
50 hip hop songs all time. We're trying to
Hottest
pick.
Queens.
That would be me.
Cast one, what you got, bro?
Casto back.
I mean, people don't like to. People forget how fun this era of hip hop was, and my 2 picks are about fun. Harlem, what's up? What's going on?
MC Raw Face.
Wow. Yo, this record would not.
Big record.
I mean,
Absolutely.
Ultimate dance hip hop record ever.
oh man, you gotta hit the Running Man, the Roger Rabbit, all of them.
The video was on the app too.
Yes,
Right?
it was.
1, 2,
Yo, that
baby.
green Nike sweatsuit, Rob Bass had on.
Yeah, fire.
Oh, I still, to this day, I've been looking for it.
They're walking on the block, cool DJ with alert in there.
This record.
I wanna rock right now. I'm Rob Bass and I came to get down. I'm not internationally known, but I'm known to rock the microphone because
I get stupid, I mean outrageous.
Stay away from me if you're contagious. 'Cause I'm the winner.
Early COVID
Don't
talk.
I lose up to be an MC. It's what I choose. Ladies love me, girls adore me.
I mean,
even the ones who never saw me like the way that I rhyme at a show.
The reason why, man, I don't know.
So let's go.
Yo, if you want to see what's going on in the studio, you can get on that Hot 97 app right now. You can also chat. You can actually vote on there. These records are the submissions today for the greatest 50 hip-hop songs all time. These are Kast One's pick now. Got us in Harlem.
Fire. Bro.
And the verses just keep going.
My name is Rob, I got a real funky concept. Listen up, cause I'm gonna keep you in step.
I got an idea that I want to share. You don't like it, so what? I don't care.
Attitude, I love it.
The Uno, I like punk. Bring all the suckers, cause all of them I'll stomp. Won't neglect, but I will protect. All of my followers,
Cause all I want is respect.
I'm not a boxer, but the man who rocks her. A slick brother that can easy out fox her. Cause I'm Rob, the last name Basis. And over mic, I'm known to be the freshest. So let's start, it shouldn't be too hard.
I'm not a sucker, so I don't need a bodyguard.
I won't flex where
Bulletproof vest.
Right, don't smoke, roll
No,
up.
can't stand sex. Yes.
And remember, you have to let this song play to the end.
Had
to the
to.
end, just to get to this part.
Everybody ready to dance?
Just to get to this part.
1, 2, 3, get loose now.
To make a thing go right.
Yo, and the funny thing is,
That was fun, Kast.
it wouldn't make the
That's
list.
facts.
It wouldn't make the list, but at the time, I loved Joy and Pain almost as much
Yes.
as I loved
it's
It
up there.
Takes
It's
Two.
up there. Facts.
And
Facts.
when you hear that song, all I can think about, and I know Cass is probably thinking the same thing, I gotta salute the God, Jazzy Jeff. If you haven't heard Jazzy Jeff hit the I wanna rock right now. I wanna rock right now. He just made it a whole different song, basically.
And I want to believe that Uzi Vert's new song, I Just Want to Rock, happened because this happened.
I think so.
I want to believe
Oh,
that.
no, I think he's
Yeah, sure, facts.
I just want
the whole phrase exists because of that. No,
Yeah.
My second pick, the king of fun in hip hop.
Oh.
Have you ever met a girl that you tried to date, but a year to make love, she wanted
Kast
you
One's
to
going
wait?
for the win.
Let me tell you a
He's going for the
story
win.
of my
The
situation.
king.
I was talking to this girl from the U.S.
I thought about
nation.
him,
The way that I met her was on tour at a concert. She had long hair and a short miniskirt. I just got on stage, dripping, pouring with sweat. I was walking through the crowd, and guess who I met? I whispered in her ear, come to the picture booth so I can ask you some questions to see if you're 100 proof. I asked her name, she said blah, blah, blah. She had 9, 10 pants and a very big bra. I took a couple of flicks and she was enthused. I said, how do you like the show? She said I was very amused. I started throwing bass, she started throwing back mid-range. But when I sprung the question, she acted kind of strange. Cause when I asked, do you have a man? She tried to pretend. She said, no I don't, I only have a friend.
Yo, man.
Come on.
You got what I need.
Hey.
But you say he just a friend.
Come
You
on.
say he just a friend. Oh, baby, you
This is Guru
got
talk.
what I need.
You hear how hard them drums?
But you say he just a friend.
Yo, Flex still to this day goes, come on.
We say that on the show regularly.
What I need. But you say he just a friend. But you say he's just a friend.
Yo, the first time I heard them drums sitting on my porch in Hollis, Queens, just boom, bah, Boom, boom.
You heard it coming on the block, right? Like, what
Coming
is
down
that?
the block. What is that? Yo,
And
I couldn't wait for this car to pull up, and when it pulled up to the stop sign in a big black Bronco was DMC.
Yeah,
Yo, that's what
I was
crazy.
like, wow. I didn't know what song it was. A month later, the song was on the radio. I'm like, that's the song DMC was playing.
Yeah,
Yo, that's the best story
Yo,
ever.
you got what I need. Yo, crazy.
Yo, man.
Fire.
If you look it up on Google, you can find Syph and I re-released when Biz died our 1-ep episode with him where he explained making that record. It's a crazy story how he came up with it, and it's crazy that it's so pop, but the drums are so hard. R.I.P. Biz, man. He's so.
Oh man, that was great. Today's making me emotional.
Yeah,
you know, because this time I'm outside. I'm outside, guys. I'm 14, 15, 16 years old.
No, you're not.
I'm
Yes,
still
I am.
home. I'm like, I'm still home.
87, I'm
Right.
12.
We inside.
12.
88, I'm 13. 14, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
this is my era.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm a little kid. To me, it hits me in the sweet spot because I was a little kid and I was like, oh my God, I love this stuff. I didn't even really understand what it was. I realized that's why people say this thing called hip hop. You know how everyone says that? You know, in this thing we call hip hop. Because prior to a certain year, it was just this thing.
Yeah,
It
what is
wasn't
this thing?
known as rap music or
And it was specifically like people didn't want to play it on the radio.
For sure.
didn't have a section in the
sure.
store. You had to go to the soul section.
You had to dig.
And be like, where do you
Yeah.
have the rap tapes? Be like, you could check the soul section.
They didn't care.
It was now and then it became this thing called hip hop at this time.
Who's up next?
Number 4.
That's
Yeah.
you.
That is me.
Laura Stylez,
right.
the era 1986 to 1990.
90. Okay, so
Good choices.
We're gonna come back here, and I know we will, and over again, because they're one of the greatest hip hop groups of all time.
That's right.
But I chose this because we're celebrating the woman, so I went with Tribe, Bonita Applebum.
Do I love you?
I mean,
This is right in there, 1990.
Am I a sinner
1990.
because I do the two? Can you let me know?
Shout out to Q-Tip, man.
Rosenberg, are you gonna shed a
R.I.P.
tear?
Fife.
no, but
Amazing.
Jerobi, love you.
Amazing,
Ali
Laura.
Shaheed.
You touched my heart just now, Laura. This was the
Said you gotta put me on.
38, 24, 37.
Hey, Bonita, glad to meet you.
You should know this song's about a real person. Like it's not a made up
For the kind
person.
of stunning you miss, I must beseech you.
Before Apple Bottoms, it was Apple
Being
Bump.
with you is a top priority. Ain't no need to question the authority. Chairman of the board, the chief of affections. You got minds to sway in your direction. Hey, you're like a hip hop song, you know.
Bonita Applebum.
You gotta put me on. Bonita Applebum.
You gotta put me on.
Bonita Applebum.
I said you gotta put me on.
Bonita Applebum. You gotta put me on. Bonita Applebum. I said you gotta put me on. Bonita Applebum. You gotta put me on.
Everybody knows Bonita.
Everybody.
yo,
And her dimensions.
I don't even want to
I
stop
know,
it, bro.
I know her size right here.
We don't want to stop this either. Let's go.
38, 24, 37.
I learned what a prophylactic was to
I
this
love
song.
this.
I was like, what's a
You and
prophylactic?
me, honey, we're a match made in heaven.
Me too.
I like to kiss you where some brothers
I was like, what's that?
Listen up. I like to tell you things some brothers don't. If only you could see through your elaborate eyes.
Elaborate.
Only you and me, hun, the love never dies.
It's a romantic record.
Satisfaction, I have the right tactics.
And what?
And if you need them, I got crazy prophylactics.
Crazy.
So far, I hope you like rap songs.
Yo.
Bonita Applebum, you gotta put me on.
And the open mic ad-libs in the background. Oh,
Yeah,
the guy,
yeah.
oh, boy. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
I was
Yeah,
just thinking
that's so
that.
fire.
Yo, man. man.
I hope you
man.
like rap songs.
Yeah, I hope you like rap songs.
Just like what you just, it was around that time.
It's
You
a
even
beautiful
like
love
rap?
letter, okay? It is what it is.
And then, but it's also musically so great. Like the samples are so musical. You just want to sit there and listen to them. Yo, shouts to Q-Tip too, man. He had to. He lost his dog this week, man. I know he put up a post on Instagram.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, he put up a post on Instagram. So sending love to the tipster and the whole tribe.
All right, so I stayed in the 90s, and I went with this group, even though, you know, not all of them love us, but we love them.
Not everyone loves us.
So I went with Brand Nubian. Slow down.
Peace to the gods.
Listen, Lord Jamar loves us.
Lord be
That's
on her
why he
native
speaks
tongue.
our name and cares.
Sadat, what up?
Getting thin, you don't care about your written. Now, Wooly got a pair of my sneakers. I don't know where he got him because I hit him behind my speakers.
Come on.
Back. The object of your affection is the T-top connection. What makes it
Alamo, I love you, bro.
The crackheads and crackmen, they coming to my door. I don't smoke jump, so what they knocking for? Kids love to feel on your feds, got a seal on your street time is limited to days. On your crack card, they're getting only agencies for comeback. Damn, Mrs. Shane, you're the mighty queen of vows with a wide-eyed look and a rotten tooth smile. Used to walk with the swagger, now you simply swagger from one spot on to the next spot, on to the next spot, on to the next. You still get a job, for me you won't rob, cause I smack you with a hose filled with sand. Now take that to the crack, man. You was fly once, now you're losing all your front. Started off light, now you're smoking Willie blunts. But now you get a stripe, graduated to the pipe, took a long pull.
Hype.
Yeah, head crack, head crack. You smoked up that stack in a minute, you was back. Hey, yo, X, wasn't that your girl? Yeah, I had to drop because she caught on the plastic and I just couldn't stop. Slow down.
Hard.
Slow down.
Slow down.
What?
Slow down.
What?
Slow down.
This girl named Tropicana.
I knew this girl named Tropicana. She's always juicing, producing cash from a sexual task. She loves men that trick like Halloween and treat. You ain't paid, then your grade is incomplete. You gotta flash dollars to prove her, and when you do, she sucks it up like a Hoover, taking all your papes like inhalation of vape. Her nasal passage filled with money, and it's massive. Well, what you are is a stunt man. You're on 100, and your plan is to take all you can from a man and scram. I seen your kind before, you're not original. Just a sick mixed up individual, giving up the crotch for a fresh gold watch, marking off the good you get, going up another notch. Your ways and actions are like those of a savage. If the price is right, then anyone can rap it. Even Monty Hall can have himself a ball if his assets are in order. What's really scary is just somebody's daughter. So don't come around trying to make a profit at the expense of another man. Stop it. Cause you see, you're the freak show of the town. And what I think you ought to do is slow down. Slow down. Slow down.
I can't. Love Brand Nubian. Think about him every day.
Yeah. I do. I love Brand Nubian.
Youngest single on the stunt, a 40 in a blunt. That's all she really wants. But she'll spin your papes and she use up all your plastic. And if you swing the F, you better wear a prophylactic. Cause things are getting drastic. Slide up in the independent casket. Sister, there's no need in speeding. She was doing ways before she started bleeding. What makes it this one act in this fashion? Pulled more stunts than my man Axel Jackson. A real gold winner, just like Bruce Jenner later. Put on the bed and then you run right in her.
She makes no mistakes.
There's no
She
exit on
said,
that
"Rock
song,
me
bro."
tonight for old time's
See, Shani's still going. There's no way to get out of
Picture
that
that.
song.
No, all three verses are super memorable.
Your little bugger.
Laura, you might have stole my vote.
Shorty's
with
got a
that,
problem
man.
with the bench.
Shouts to Pete Rock did the remix, by the way. And I feel remiss when Laura played Benita that we didn't mention how sick the remix was afterwards as well. Because whenever I hear it, I also think about that.
Yeah.
Hoo-ah, hoo-ah.
Now, 1986 to 1990 is the era. We are trying to, and we likely will fail, but we're going for it, to celebrate the 50 years of hip-hop. Select 50 of the greatest songs of all time in hip-hop. And you get to vote, hot97.com/top 50. The final two submissions come from Rosenberg.
That's right. We go to early 1989. Cass has it. We go to early 1989. And I remember my mom bought me the cassette single. We were going on a family trip, and we went into a record store, and I saw it, and I was like, I need to have the cassette single for this. And I had it. It was a voice and style I'd never, ever heard before, and I don't think we've ever heard since. And it goes a little something like this.
This is no. I know. This is the one.
Please don't. Please don't.
Hit me with the button. Yeah.
Don't you dare sing Montel Jordan.
Never.
All
Never.
Right, you kids get to bed. I get the storybook. Y'all tucked in?
Amazing.
Here we go. Once upon a time, not long ago, when people wore pajamas and lived life slow, when laws were stern and justice stood, and people were behaving like they ought to good, there lived a little boy who was misled by another little boy, and this is what he said. Me and you, man, we're gonna make some cash, robbing old folks and making a dash. They did the job, money came with ease, but one couldn't stop, it's like he had a disease. He robbed another and another and a sister and a brother. Tried to rob a man who was a DC undercover. The cop grabbed his arm, he started acting erratic. He said,
Keep still, boy, no need for static.
Punched him in his belly and he gave him a slap. But little did he know the little boy was strapped. The kid pulled out a gun, he said,
Why'd you hit me?
The barrel set straight for the cop's kidney. The cop got scared, the kid he starts to figure
all the years if I pull this trigger.
So he whole dashed and ran around the block, called radios into another lady cop. He ran by a tree, there he saw the sister. Shot for the head, he shot back, but he missed her. Looked round good and from expectations, he decided he'd hit for the subway stations. But she was coming and he made a left. He was running top speed till he was out of breath. Knocked an old man down and swore he killed him. Then he made his move to an abandoned building. Ran up the stairs up to the top floor. Opened up a door there.
Guess what he saw? Who? Dave the dope fiend shooting dope. Who doesn't know the meaning of water nor soap? I need bullets. Hurry up, run.
The dope fiend brought back a spanking shotgun. He went outside, but there was cops all over. And he dipped into a car.
A stolen Nova.
Raced up the block doing
83.
Crashed into a tree near
University.
That's my old block.
Aped alive, though the
Car was shattered. Rat-a-tat-tatted and all the cops chatted.
Ran out of bullets and he still had static.
Grabbed the pregnant lady and put out the automatic.
Pointed at her head, he said the gun was full of lead. He told the cops,
Back off, our money is dead.
Deep in his heart, he knew he was wrong, so he let the lady go and he starts to run on. Siren sounded, he seemed astounded, and before long the little boy got surrounded. He dropped his gun, so went the glory, and this is the way I have to end this story. He was only
17
in a madman's dream. The cop shot the kid, I still hear him scream. This ain't funny, so don't you dare laugh. Just another case about the wrong path. Straight and narrow or your soul gets cast.
And then, good night.
Knock him.
Knock him out the box, Rick.
Also one verse.
One verse,
Straight through.
and you gotta hear the
Knock
end
'em
two
out the
together.
box.
To get the knock 'em, knock,
Right,
knock.
So good.
Like, who is this English rapper, right?
Who's telling this very American story.
And his voice.
And the video is so interesting because it's little kids playing the part, and the gun they pull out is a water gun, but the cops have billy clubs and look all. It was brilliant. Shouts to Slick Rick. All right, my next song. For some reason, this song, I always loved this song, and I never even understood why I loved it so much. I mean, besides the fact that it's just incredible. And then, you know, here I am, an adult, some 30 years later, I find myself falling in love with this girl from Queens. Who happens, and this song rings in a whole different way.
Kill Young, what up?
Yeah.
So classic. Love this song. Cause I love all the hood chicks, you know what I'm saying?
Round the way girl.
Bruh, listen, bruh.
What you need?
I want a girl with extensions in her hair,
Bamboo earrings,
at least 2 pair,
a Fendi bag,
and a bad attitude.
That's all I need to get me in a good mood. She can walk with a switch
And talk with street slang.
I love it when a woman ain't
Scared to do a thing.
standing at the bus stop,
Sucking on a lollipop. When she gets pumping, it's hard to make the hottie stop.
She likes to dance to the rap jam.
The rap jams. The rap jams.
Rap songs, rap jams.
Because not everybody used to like to dance to the rap jams back then. Yeah. She did.
Shout to Nicole Hannah-Jones, friend of the show, man. Listening right now over in Brooklyn. Go check that 1619 project on Hulu. Gotta have her back on the show, too. Greatest 50 hip hop songs all time?
Silky, milky, a smile is like sunshine. That's why I had to dedicate at least one rhyme to all the cuties in the neighborhood. Cause if I didn't tell you, then another brother would. You're sweet like sugar with your gangster talk. Wanna eat you like a cookie when I see you walk. With your rayon silk, or maybe even denim. It really doesn't matter as long as you're in them. You can break cards and manipulate minds, or surrender, act tender, be gentle and kind. You always know what to say and do. Cold flip when you think your man is playing you. Not cheap or petty, you're ready for loving. You're real independent, so your parents be bugging. But if you ever need a place to stay, so what? Come around my way.
Me too, me too.
Who's singing on this? That's what I wanted to know. I was just about to ask that. Does anybody know?
Find out.
I never knew. And I don't believe they were credited either.
Sounds so late 80s style.
Perm in your hair, or
Even a curly weed.
with your new edition Bobby Brown button on your sleeve. I tell you, come here, you say
Shout
meet me
out to both of them.
halfway. Cause brothers been popping that yang all day.
Popping that
Around
yang.
the way, you're like a neighborhood jewel. All the homeboys sweat you, so you're crazy cool. Wear your gold in the summer with your biking shorts. While you're watching all the brothers on the
Yo, this
basketball
just
court.
made the cut too. November 20, 1990. This was released.
Almost the end.
Baby hair pumping,
Lip gloss is shining.
I think you're in the mood for whining and dining, so we can go out and eat somewhere. We got a lot of private jokes to share. Lisa, Angela,
Pamela, Renee.
I love you. You're from around the way.
Cause he was Hollywood around that time too.
He was already blowing up.
He was
LL
already
Cool
blowing
J
up.
was out of
He
here,
was
bro.
out of here. Talking about I need a hood chick.
This was on the Mama Said Knock You Out, which could have also been submitted as a record.
Also, like, I love it because it's around the way girl, so everyone can make it relatable. But when you really listen to the details in it, it's really a New York. It's really about New York girls. That's
bus
really
stop?
like all of it feels so super New York.
Yeah.
And LL was like, Shani, correct me if I'm wrong. You're from Queens.
Yeah.
Even when he blew up, people knew where his mom's house was.
Yes.
People knew where he was from, Farmers Boulevard.
I walked in his grandmother's house. She was like, "Come in here, boys. You want to see my grandson's awards on the wall?"
Yo, that's
Yo, blew my mind, B. Hottest Queens ever.
Queens.
So
being
that's
a
what I
kid.
got for you, Slick Rick. And,
Yo, man, and shout to Cool J,
beautiful.
just being an all-around, still cool, loving hip-hop icon.
cares about hip hop too.
Yeah, man. And those are your submissions for 1986 to 1990. Now, I see your tweets. Yes, we understand these 10 songs do not even scratch the surface of some of the great music that came out in those years.
There's so much.
But we were only, based on the rules, we were only able to submit 2 each today. So those 10 will go on hot97.com/top50.
They're right now. They're there right now. You go vote right now.
Oh, go ahead. Start voting then. Go get there. Start voting. We will keep tabs on your votes throughout the week. Share with a friend so we can get as many votes as we can
and the
across
top
these
two
records.
and the top 2 will get in.
Last
so you
week-
vote for 1, but 2 will get in.
Yeah, last week it was Nas and If I Ruled the World and Wu-Tang Triumph were the 2 that made it. We will revisit that era, which was 96 to 2000. We will also revisit this era, which is 86 to 90.
Everybody's choice was undeniable today. Everybody's pick. Everybody's pick is
that
era was
undeniable.
hard.
And if you got kids, man, and you could spend some time just playing these records and just showing them the storytelling, the rhyme style, the sampling, like all of these things that have made hip hop great, you'd be doing a service to the culture. And also a reminder, tonight at midnight on Apple Music, the release of the entire De La Soul music catalog for the first time in history.
That's right. That's right.
Facts, young baby light. So we're celebrating De La Soul tomorrow on the program too, getting to some of those records and just, reliving the moment and helping brothers that we love, Pastanus, Maceo, rest in peace to Trugoy, helping those brothers just cherish and celebrate their contribution to the culture. It's Ebro in the morning.